Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you today. The first thing I want to talk about is Bakkt releases the details of its Bitcoin futures. The Bakkt futures, which was earlier scheduled for December 12th, and then it was scheduled for January 24th, and then now that's not going to happen, so it's going to be later, I guess. It's an Atlanta-based intercontinental exchange. It runs the global exchanges like the New York Stock Exchanges, which runs global exchanges like New York Stock Exchange. So Bitcoin futures is going to be ran with Bakkt. Bakkt futures actually uses real Bitcoin, unlike CBOE, which uses basically just paper Bitcoin, so they can just sell however many of them they want. It's basically like betting on a horse race with CBOE because nobody's ever getting Bitcoin and nobody's ever trading Bitcoin. You're just basically making a bet and you either get money or you don't, kind of thing. But this is what is sort of hyping, or at least there is some hype around Bakkt futures. So far, hasn't really raised the price of crypto, but maybe when it's actually going to be released, maybe a few days, couple weeks before its actual release date. But the SEC has been slowing it down, especially with the government shutdown. You could probably blame Trump for that one. I don't know, whatever. But it released its market details. You guys can check it out. They're not particularly hard to find. So basically it's just the daily futures in Bitcoin. The contract size is 1 Bitcoin. Minimum price fluctuation is $2.50 per Bitcoin, which it's basically like impossible not for that to happen. And but the most important thing is it's a physical delivery, and its trading time is basically Wall Street trading time. So it's not going to be like you could hop onto Coinbase at 2 in the morning and still trade. Not going to be like Binance at 5 in the morning. These are going to be like from like 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. like basically US hours, at least as far as I know. Sort of like the stock market already is. But again, the most important thing is physical delivery of Bitcoin. They're going to store it in their warehouse. You give them Bitcoin, you receive Bitcoin in this market. So that's a huge difference. That's going to actually put a lot of demand on Bitcoin itself, considering there's only, upwards of 21 million of them. Right now it's about 7.5 million Bitcoin, 17.4 million Bitcoin. So that'll have a little bit of demand on the market. And again, not too much hype right now. There was at least a couple times, but then they were just pushed back multiple times. But I think once there's an official date, like if they're like, oh, it's going to be March 10th or something like that, that was just a made up, in case you guys didn't realize that. I think a couple weeks before that, there might be a little bit of hype. There's going to be hype on Reddits and forums and Discords. Oh, Bakkt is coming, and people are going to be buying in to prepare for that. So stay tuned for that one. Now, once again, Venezuela Bitcoin trading sets a giant all-time high. So I know I've talked about this a million times, but this is a different one. So now we can see it even higher than it was before. Venezuela is undergoing some pretty harsh inflationary policies right now. Maduro is kind of running the country like a madman. The world is putting sanctions on them, which doesn't make it any easier to run the country. So that's certainly not helping. 1.3 million% inflation, I heard the last time. So it's basically kind of like Germany in the 1920s. You basically have to have an entire wheelbarrow of bolivars, which the wheelbarrow itself is probably actually worth more than the bolivars, just to bring them to a bread vendor to get some bread. For the most part, maybe not that extreme, but it's pretty bad, and people are just buying Bitcoin in mass, and not buying the petro at all, because nobody knows where you can buy the petro, nobody knows how you can buy the petro, and nobody knows if the petro actually even exists. And another thing in the news lately is that another person stepped up as the interim president. He basically named himself president, and then the U.S., like Mike Pompeo, was getting on the news and saying, hey, everybody should support this guy. He's like this 34-year-old guy that popped up out of nowhere, and he's saying, I'm the president of Venezuela now. And Maduro's like, no, I'm the president of Venezuela. And so now there's this clash, and most of the world is starting to support this new president, which I feel is just probably just some kind of coup. It's really not surprising at this point. Venezuela is the most oil-rich country in the world, although they're not entirely rich. They have the most oil reserves in the world. That changed from Saudi Arabia to Venezuela in like 2010, something like that. So when they found out that, hey, no, we actually have the most oil, which makes a lot of sense because of the jungle. But even though Saudi Arabia probably was a jungle geographically, geologically, in history, I don't know, whatever. But now they are the most oil rich nation in the world. And I think everybody probably wants a piece of that, and they can't get it with Maduro in there. So somebody's probably just going, hey, Mr. CIA trained guy, why don't you go into Venezuela and say, you're the new president? I really wouldn't be surprised. I don't mean to be a cynic like that, but anymore, it's just not surprising, period. Moving on, the Binance Launchpad BitTorrent token sale results. Binance Launchpad, the exclusive token launch platform of Binance, has completed the sale of BitTorrent tokens, which began on January 28th, 2019. The token sale ran in 2 simultaneous sessions, one for purchasing Binance Coin, another for purchasing Tron, both of which were concluded quickly. So purchases using Binance Coin and purchases using Tron. So all the BNB, all the 23.76 billion BitTorrent tokens were sold to participants within 13 minutes and 25 seconds in the BNB session. Meanwhile, in the Tron session, 35.64 billion BitTorrent tokens were sold in 14 minutes. So people bought these out immediately. How much money that all was by the time 1 BTT was priced at 0.000001824 BNB. And very small amount of Trons. In other words, 1 BNB can buy 54,824 BTT, while 1 Tron could buy 223 BTT, apparently. Participants were able to purchase between 100,000 BTT, the minimum amount, and 166,666,666, the maximum amount. Wow, that's a really unfortunate number. All those sixes. Eesh. Okay, guys. Maybe you didn't think about that one so much, but we'll let it go. BitTorrent is the BitTorrent is a Tron affiliated blockchain project for peer-to-peer file sharing. Now it's a Tron affiliated project, but BitTorrent has been around for a very long time. So basically, these BitTorrent tokens sold out immediately, and now they're going to go way up in price. So if you didn't get a hold of these, might have been not a big loss, but I'm imagining these tokens are going to go through the roof at some point, not to the moon or anything, but I'm sure they're going to be more than what they are, as I just stated, pretty soon. In the same way that goofy coins like Patcoin and stuff started off at nothing and for some reason went to 1.5 because of JR Business talking about them. Who knows? Either way, BitTorrent tokens, quite the hot commodity. Billions of them sold in 13 to 14 minutes. So there's that, apparently. People are pretty excited about that. Tron is really hyping the world up. And Justin Sun, Lord Marketer, all of his tweets apparently paying off. The BitTorrent thing apparently paying off. I don't think anybody still knows what Tron does, but let's just go with it. So moving on, crypto would only have value in a dystopian economy, says JPMorgan. So in a recent note to its clients, the firm said it was skeptical about the value of cryptocurrencies once again in apart from a dystopian society where investors would have lost confidence in all major reserve assets, including dollar, yen, gold. Nobody's going to lose interest in gold and silver. Sorry, JPMorgan. The banking giant further said that through cryptocurrencies have a low correlation to traditional asset classes such as shares and bonds, and they're not the best bet for diversification. Oh, boo-hoo, JPMorgan. Woohoo, JPMorgan. You trying to FUD on the price so that you can buy it up? I wonder if you are or not. Well, maybe we'll get to that right after this article. Low correlations have little value if the hedge itself, asset itself, is in a bear market. Boo-hoo, JPMorgan. JPMorgan also said earlier this week, with prices so low, Bitcoin is worth less than the cost to mine it. And some countries, you might be right on that. Bitcoin is the wider crypto market spent last year, went from 20,000, now down to 3420, and I think even lower than that now. And then back in 2017, he said it's a fraud, it's worse than tulips, it won't end well, someone is going to get killed. Hey, well, people get killed all the time. People get killed driving to work. People get killed while, climbing a ladder to paint, their ceiling or a wall or something. So, I don't know what that means, JPMorgan. Why don't you nix that one out? Someone is going to get killed? What do you mean? People get killed every day. People get killed by drinking. You can die from drinking too much water. It's called what is that? Hyponatremia, where you lose all the salt in your body. Literally, if you drink a gallon of water really, really fast, you're going to feel like crap. Don't do it. Just believe me. I've done it before. And if you drink like 2 gallons of water, like right off the bat, boom, boom, yeah, you may die. Like, make sure you put some salt in that water if you try to do that. Don't do that. Diamond said he regretted calling Bitcoin a fraud just because everybody is messing with him. So, yeah, JPMorgan hates, well, Jamie Dimon hates Bitcoin. So I think I've been saying JPMorgan the whole time, but Jamie Dimon hates Bitcoin, the CEO. But one simple Google search is very interesting. Oh, what is this? JPMorgan Google's crypto desk? Let's see what we get, huh? Over 75 new banks. JPMorgan expands blockchain payments trial. Don't even need to read that one. Okay, that's about Goldman Sachs. JPMorgan ask Oliver Harris to explore cryptocurrency strategy. JPMorgan appoints young talent as head of crypto asset strategy. Bakkt and JPMorgan are reportedly partnering to offer crypto. JPMorgan, Chase, Goldman Sachs, and other banks, crypto custody. It's just like you just kind of keep going, and like the only thing you can do is go, So yeah, it's just you FUD it till it's low, just like the .com bubble, just like the housing crisis, and probably every other crisis in history. You just FUD it, FUD it, FUD it, FUD it, FUD it, FUD it. Come on, keep on FUDing. Come on, keep on FUDing. Oh, we're gonna buy in now and just totally dominate, make a monopoly. Pretty easy. Not particularly hard. So moving on from all that, I want to show you guys this picture. It's kind of interesting. It says how many people are using BTC by country. And you can see an estimate based on the distribution of Bitcoin nodes and national polls. So national polls and Bitcoin nodes. So it's not going to be entirely accurate because, you know, if you don't run a Bitcoin node but you still use crypto, it's probably not going to put you into this. And also a national poll probably didn't make it to you either. But either way, let's just go with it. What is most interesting about this map is that more developed nations, if you will, or at least the richer nations, trying to put it in a way that's not really necessarily biased, I guess, use Bitcoin, and the less developed nations don't use Bitcoin. And you figure it would be the opposite, whereas in a more developed nation you have less inflation, you know, and less monetary problems overall that you might need to use Bitcoin. But you can see America, Canada, Russia, all the Scandinavian countries, Germany, France, England, India, you know, basically everything here is all you know, advanced nations, Australia, Iceland, and then, you know, most of Africa just doesn't even bother using it, although their internet infrastructure is probably pretty bad, admittedly. But you can even see a lot of the South American countries are pretty meh on it, and you know, so it is a little interesting. I don't know why China is that low. China should probably really be high, but maybe it's just a proportionality of the nation that doesn't really use it so much. But very interesting, more first world nations, and that's probably just attributed to that they have better internet, better infrastructure, better means of buying Bitcoin equipment like mining equipment or just PCs in general. So very interesting in that, and it you know, I bet if you looked at this you know, 5-6 years ago, this would be a much different looking chart. Much less of these nations that may be in yellow or orange would probably be non-existent, wouldn't even be bothering it. But more and more people are using Bitcoin, yet the price is going down. Now, one more thing I want to show you guys. Now, I know this has absolutely nothing to do with crypto, but people in crypto might think this is pretty interesting. So if you guys remember the DeepMind AI project from Google that uses the DeepMind technology of AI, which essentially it's AI that just tries something over and over and over until it gets it right, and then it just knocks out all of the things where it was wrong. I think it's an absolutely revolutionary AI. DeepMind was the one that beat the AlphaGo best in the world. Like 4 out of 5 games beat him, which is virtually impossible in any other way. It beats chess masters and everything like that. But no AI was able to deal with AlphaGo before that. They used to have AI for chess, and well, still do, but AlphaGo was really hard because the combinations are basically like more stars than there are in the entire universe because of the game, the way the game is played. So DeepMind won that. There's also a lot of DeepMind videos online of them trying to play just really basic Java video games where you try to get the square through all the little loops and holes and stuff. And you know, basically it shows it from start to finish, where it just, as soon as it starts, it just basically runs right into the wall, loses the game, and then it tries to like curve itself, runs into the bottom wall, loses the game. But then it knows that, okay, I curved myself too far, so I have to go back up around, runs into a wall, does it over and over. And now there is a StarCraft game where they're challenging Liquid TLO. Anybody in the StarCraft world knows that Liquid TLO is a very good player. The best in the world, I don't know about that, but certainly one of the best, versus AlphaStar, the DeepMind AI. And I just started watching the very first game here. I'm only a few minutes into the game. For anybody that watches StarCraft, you may know this is the beginning of the game, essentially. And I'm actually really excited for this. I want to see how this works out. So I guess it's like best out of 5 games. So I'm going to be watching this for sure after this video. And if you guys want to check it out, it's just YouTube DeepMind StarCraft 2 demonstration. It should be pretty good just to see how an AI can actually learn the game over and over and potentially beat a professional player. But moving on to CoinMarketCap here, we have a $112 billion market cap. We are on our way, once again, continue without supporting you, to $100 billion market cap. So we're at 3,455 Bitcoin. You can see everything is absolutely plummeting right now. Binance Coin is plummeting, even though it was just used to buy Tron and BTT. I wonder if BTT is actually in block trade token. I don't know if that's the same thing, though. But we can see Tron dumping pretty hard. Everything, Bitcoin Crash is dumping pretty hard as well. Ethereum, XRP as well. And the winner of the day is, for some reason, a couple S coins. The losers of the day, basically, Binance Coin is basically the loser of the day. Bitcoin Gold, Augur, Loopring, Factom, Bitcoin SV. So interesting. Bitcoin dominance is up, though. As you can see, yesterday's video, it was like 52.4%, something like that, if I could remember offhand. Now it's 53.7%, meaning Bitcoin is overall reducing less than all of these altcoins. So Bitcoin, once again, is just winning in terms of the store of value. Now, yes, if you would have bought, you know, like Litecoin or Ethereum, XRP or something like that when it was extremely low value and it went up, sure, you might have made more than Bitcoin. Fair enough. But as of right now, Bitcoin is holding steady, way better than these altcoins. You can just see that by 3.99%, whereas all the rest of the altcoins, but they also don't show the dominance of other coins, like, you know, of maybe the other top 10 coins, so maybe slightly unfair, so I can't see the other numbers of shifting, but 53.7%, it actually went up because it actually reduced less overall than these other altcoins, because you can see 13%, 10%, 6%, 8%, 9%, 12% down, you know, and more. So that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you subscribe and like to the video. That helps out a lot. Social media in the description below as well. My Steam, my Twitter, my Twitch, and everything like that. Follow me on those if you get the chance. That's all I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as usual, I will see you guys next time. Oh, no, I hit it again. No. I hit the wrong one. It's fine, guys. It's fine. I'll see you guys next time.